Mic check 1 2, mic check 1 2. How we doing? Looking good. We're live, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on, guys? BTC Backpacker here. You know, not gonna lie, I've been really wanting to try to get these videos out to you guys, and it's not that I'm afraid of being on camera, obviously. It's just I think it's a mental thing where you just constantly feel like you don't know what you're gonna talk about. And as Fanny Packer has told me, you just turn the camera on and start talking to it. So there's a couple of things I was thinking about today that I just wanted to kind of get off my chest. And number one is how blessed we are to have something like Bitcoin. Man, what would we do without having Bitcoin? I mean, it gives us a sense of freedom and a sense of hope, a sense of, you know, we can potentially actually have a future. You know, that's number one. Number two is it's Bitcoin white paper day. That's a beautiful day. I mean, damn near next, you know, obviously we have our birthdays and our anniversaries and everything like that. Those are important days too, and we have the 4th of July, you know, because God bless America, God bless this country. But we were also given, you know, given Bitcoin and white paper day. It's kind of a cool thing. It's a big deal. You know, we come up with all these important dates in our life, things that maybe it's someone's birthday, maybe it was the day you first got your first car, the day, you know, your anniversaries, and, you know, we come up with all these days. And it's not to say that these days aren't important, but, you know, because who am I to say what should be or shouldn't be important, you know, to an individual? I guess the point that I'm trying to make is that, you know, the time we have, the finite time we have on this earth is very important. It's something that we can never make more of. It's the most finite thing of all time, ever, is time, right? And you can never get that back. And I had a moment where I'm dropping my son off to his friend's house, my son Anonymous, and he was asking me, Dad, when you were my age, like, what are some things you did when you were younger? Obviously, you know, you're like, oh damn, I probably shouldn't be telling some of the things we did, but you know, it wasn't too bad. I was like, oh, we used to throw water balloons at cars when they drove by, and you know, and things like that. And what we did, you know, we used to go to malls when we were kids, and, you know, at the mall, everybody was there hanging out. And, you know, now you go to malls, they're like deserts because, you know, it's fiat land basically, right? But you know, he's hanging out with his friends, and you know, next year it's going to be more, and, you know, hopefully, you know, he always wants to hang out with mom and dad, but there's going to be a day where he's just going to be doing his own thing. And so I just think, like, you know, my girls are still young, Hodler and Flipper, and they still got some more years to go, but there's going to be a day where they're going to want to do the same thing. And I had a moment when I looked at my wife before I took him over to his friend's house, and I said, babe, the kids are getting older. And she goes, I know. And we kind of just left it at that, and a little inside chuckle. It's a proud moment. But I just kind of want to tie that into the world we're living in right now. It's a crazy place. We got a lot of things going on that are really unfortunate, and people are in very tough situations. Us Bitcoiners, we're grateful to have seen the light and have been able to persevere and take the time and do the due diligence on our end to be able to know what we need to do. A lot of people will never have that opportunity. Well, they'll have the opportunity, but they're going to choose not to do it. We can't save everybody. But we can do our best as Bitcoiners to spread the word, spread the Bitcoin gospel to the people. That's all we can do. I see a lot of this EBT stuff, and I mean, literally, seriously, the United States is freaking out right now. Everybody's tripping. They think that they're gonna die. People are threatening to rob and shoot and kill people, break into your home, tie you up, take all your shit. What? Well, I'll tell you, I damn sure ain't gonna be me, that's for sure. We ain't doing that here. We keep the 2A by us all the time over here. But that's the point. People have gone into like this desperation mode, and it's also because they're so reliant on the government. And as much as I want to say fiat did this, because fiat has done a lot of negative, right? Society has really gone downhill. The way people talk, the way they think. We used to say, oh, you could buy a house, white picket fence, and start a job, and one parent can go to work, and mom can stay at home with the kids, and it's becoming further and further. It's harder to get to that now. Things have changed. Eye contact, being on our phones, just saying hi to somebody. You walk up to somebody and try to start a conversation, and half the time they're like, hey, what do you want from me? They don't even want to like engage with you. Some people don't even smile at you. You hold the door open for somebody, you get zero acknowledgement. These times we're living in are crazy, but it doesn't mean we stop doing the right thing. It doesn't mean we stop helping people. It doesn't mean we stop caring. It doesn't mean we still have to have compassion, and we still need to be able to do our best to try to understand what other people are going through in their situation and their circumstances. We need that as being humble. We're humble in Bitcoin, but we need to be humble in our lives, and we need to always humble ourselves. We need to always understand that we're no better than the next person. We're all human beings. None of this black and white, and that doesn't mean anything. That was created. That was created by the disinformation camps, if you know what I mean. And what happened is it's brainwashed society, and it's rolled into our school systems, and it's rolling into our homes. And now it's considered the new norm. Some of us might feel it worse than others because some of us live in some states and some cities that are really, really hurting. I'm very grateful to be in a city and a state where we don't feel a lot of that. Not a lot of nonsense here. There's just a lot of common sense. But I position myself to be here. My wife has positioned herself alongside me in our choice of the best for our family to be here. I'm not choosing to be in some city that's going to hell, that I got to worry about. I can't walk outside. I'm not worried about getting shot all the time. I have these wonderful things, and they were given to me, and they're called feet. I have legs, and then I have like feet, and I can like move places, and I guess I was just really good at using them. You don't have to be subjected to this stuff. You need to take life into your own hands, and you need to be able to make the change. You can't be relying on people. You can't rely on nobody. But there's a difference between relying on your government and relying on people in general. I think what's important to understand is we went from these little civilizations, these little like townships or colonies or whatever, citadels, and of living on like a couple 100-acre property, or hell, even smaller, and everybody helping one another. Many hands make light work, doing for ourselves. God's given us everything we need on this earth to prosper, okay? Sometimes we need to take a step back and realize that we might need to go, go in the past and think about how people were doing things then. Think about growing your own crops, collect your own rainwater, not being reliant on anybody, doing for yourself. Now, a lot of people have backed themselves up into corners with financial debt and credit cards and the enslavement credit system. Oh, the mighty credit card. Man, you need a good credit score, right? You better have that piece of plastic. And if you get the platinum card, we're going to give you it's going to be a metal card. Wow. It's going to say your name up there, make you feel all VIP, right? And then you get the one with the airline miles because we're going to give you points, right? What a crock of shit. It's such a lie, but we fall for it. And it's put in our face, right? Look at this view. Jesus, guys. You got some houses over there. That's all right. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let me get that shot. Look at that. Wow. This is life. All right. But we got to get back. We got to kick it old school. We got to get back to the roots. We got to get back to meeting our neighbors, to knowing people's names. We need to get back to helping one another out. We need to get back to compassion, understanding, and respect for building relationships and, building connections. The digital age is here. It's here, ladies and gentlemen. Look at, I'm doing it. We're doing it now. And I hope I could reach a lot of people by doing this. And I hope this message touches someone's heart. At least one person. And that'll be a win for me. I want us to get back to understanding how important creating connections and building relationships are. And it's not easy because there's going to be times where we're going to not be able to vibe with certain people. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It is what it is. But when you're doing it in a digital platform, like on a computer, in a chat room, YouTube, whatever, it hits different. When you meet someone in person or people in person, you're able to look at them in the eyes and see facial expressions, tones of voices. It's amazing what transpires from that. And that's what we all need to do. Now, I know we're busy, and we all have our own lives. I know this. But take the time in whatever works in your life to be able to extend the olive branch to thy neighbor and say, hey, maybe we may not be able to hook up tomorrow, next week, or hell, even next month. But take the time to say like, hey, you know what, man? I want to head down to your area sometime in the spring or whatever. Let's hook up. And set a hard date. Don't be like, hey, yeah, we're going to do it around this time. No, set a date. Look at the calendar. Figure out what works for both of you. And you set a hard date. That's accountability. Accountability? What's that word? That's not, we don't do that anymore. But we need to bring that back. Accountability. Man. Accountability. It's crazy. Common sense. We're doing the Kirk right now, ladies and gentlemen. We need to speak up and we need to have these conversations. And they're hard and they're tough. And sometimes we feel vulnerable. But being vulnerable is a way to show growth. Because if you live in your box, and let's say you know all kinds of stuff, and you have so much knowledge, it's important to share. It's important to put it out there on how you feel. Because if this message can touch someone's heart and hopefully curb someone from doing something that they probably shouldn't be doing, then I'll speak for myself. For me, I've achieved my mission my goal, but I'm going to continue moving forward. And that's what I plan on doing from here on out. Got a lot of stuff I got to say, and I want to share it with all you, because all you people, all you guys all have value. You guys are all loved, and you're all cared for. And Bitcoin fixes a lot of things, guys. It ain't going to fix everything, but it's up to us as Bitcoiners to be the trendsetters and trailblazers, to do the things a little different, to be able to put a good foot forward, extend your hand out to the next individual, shake their hand, look them in the eyes, and tell them you love them. And tell them they have purpose and value, and pick them up and keep that ball rolling. Because that's what we do as Bitcoiners. Man. Love your family, love your kids, hug your kids, kiss your wives, help them out. Do something a little extra after this video. Don't even tell them you watched it. Just do a little extra to show some appreciation. Men, be strong men, be strong fathers, be good husbands. Women, same thing. A man isn't a man. Women and men, they blend. I can be a good man, but I'm a better man when I have someone like my wife, like Fanny Packer, along my side. My Rough Rider. That's my rock. And I'll tell you what, when we're together, you ain't stopping us. I'll tell you that right now. And my kids, those are my little soldiers. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, let's take a step back and let's cherish what we have. Let's look ahead and let's create something. Let's build, because that's what we do. We build. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.